to my channel. My name is Go check out my Hello and welcome back to I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. In today's episode,
there is a house built out of stone, wooden floors, walls and window sills, tables and chairs warmed by all of the dust. This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place where I feel at home. I built a home for you, for me, until you disappeared from me, from you. It's time to live and time to dust. Out in the garden where we planted the seeds, there is a tree as old as me. Branches were sown by the color of green. The ground had rose and past its knees. By the cracks of his skin I climbed to the top. I climbed the tree to see the world. When the gust came around to blow me down, held on as tightly as you held on to me.
Loneliness is worse when you return to it after a reprieve, like the soul's version of putting on a wet bathing suit. Clammy and Miserable, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. When you knew you were different, when your entire world didn't make sense to anyone, including you, it naturally set you apart. You couldn't keep track of what normal people were supposed to think versus what you actually thought, and the gap between them widened. The simplest interactions were a little more strained, until maybe you gave up on most of them. My Name is Memory by Anne Brashez. Because memory is it, right? He says, it's who we are. It's everything we think is important or necessary or exciting. It all comes from what we remember. The compilation of experiences that constitute a person. Without them, we're dreaming of nothing, working for nothing. We're unable to love people because we're unable to know people. We're no one. Memory is part of who we are. It's not everything. We can't recreate or relive things endlessly. I want my future to be bigger than my past. Here's my favorite. Erased. What's it mean? Homesickness for a home to which you can never return or that never was. Time of Our Lives by Emily Wibberley and Austin Seigenbendberger. Sorry about the pronunciation. The only currency worth anything is being true to yourself, and the only goal worth seeking is finding out who you truly are. Skullduggery Pleasant, Derek Landy. People don't change because they want to. They change once they recognize logically, socially, and or emotionally that they need to. Change is a grueling process. It requires doggedness and deep commitment. It's also a slow process, not a sprint. And you'll want to cling to some semblance of normality just to feel like yourself. What you need to understand is that while some of us are further along than others, there are a few who have made an entire lifetime of changes in a few years. I'm not saying to excuse anything, but don't negate the changes they have made because they're not where you expect them to be yet. Being human, we often look at others through the tunnel vision of our own life experience, which can lead to misunderstandings. People are more similar than dissimilar, you know this. But sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves and the situations and circumstances we find ourselves in that we need a reminder. Life is a classroom. People, circumstances, and experiences are our teachers. Sometimes it takes more than one lesson to get it right, and that is perfectly acceptable. We learn best when we find different avenues of arriving at the same answer. I also think it's important to remember that we all have our own unique backgrounds, lives, and things we struggle with. We fight our own battles in our own ways with our own weapons. Inevitably, at some point we will fight with the wrong weapon. Is that the best course of action? No, of course not. But that's always a matter of your perception. Your idea of an incorrect weapon might be just the thing needed to win. Perception is based on experience, intuition, and cognition. Factors that make us unique as people. Just as I can't expect you to replicate the meal you just ate with no recipe, you can't expect someone with no experience to handle a situation perfectly. To grow is to change, and to change is to learn and discover a way that works for you. No matter how enlightened we think we are, there's always a battle between who we are and who we think we're supposed to be. The battle is the root of the dichotomy in our behavior. Who are you supposed to be? Unapologetically myself, at all times, flaws and all. Lost in the same sort of isolation she often felt in her own mind, Hermione rolled with this feeling of desolation. A piece inside her wanted desperately to connect, but it was trapped, uncertain. It was human nature. That was what everyone said. Loneliness was supposed to be a symptom of a bigger issue, though she couldn't help but wonder if it was actually the disease. It wasn't the sort that made Hermione wish for a life within the comfort of her own home. No, she didn't want that. But maybe it was the sort of disease that would make her reach out for companionship to help mend the broken pieces, not to disguise the cracks or erase them altogether. But perhaps connection could be the lacquer needed to fuse it all together with her identity still intact. Just stronger, stable, content. Measure of a Man by Inner Days 22. I wasn't going to originally make an outro, but I realized that I had quite a couple of things that I wanted to say after my first year on YouTube. I definitely did not post as many videos as I first planned to, but things happened and I do have quite a few projects that I started this year that I am nowhere near finished, so hopefully 2022 will see those projects being finished. I don't really see myself holding on to those projects in 2023, but who knows. Yeah, hopefully those projects will be done, which are projects that I'm actually really excited to share with you and that you might have seen glimpses of in this video. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to say was that I know most people will probably think that 14 subscribers is absolutely nothing and pathetic, but it really means the world to me, and I am so grateful for that number. And I know a few of those subscribers are family members, and even though that's the case, I know that it means that at least 9 people chose to have me in their subscription box, and I can't believe 9 people who do not know me in the slightest chose to follow me and watch my videos. I am so grateful, and that makes me so happy and hopeful for the future and what next year will bring to this channel and to just this community that is small, but it's still a community of some sort. So thank you so much for being there. When I started this channel, I had no idea what to expect, and I still don't really know what to expect, but I am so glad that people are here to join me on my art journey, and yeah, it really makes me so happy. So thank you all so much. I really just wanted to show you my gratitude to those who subscribed, and yeah, I think I said all that I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that it truly blows my mind. Really, it really does. And people would probably think that I'm exaggerating and stuff, but like, I don't know where all these people came from. And I'm amazed that they did, you know? I know that I said this in the other clip, but I really wanted to come back and reinforce the idea that I am just mind blown with the fact that people chose to subscribe to me. So yeah, I'm very astonished and grateful and excited about that. I definitely wouldn't be making so many projects and plans for this channel as I am right now if it wasn't for, as I've said, the 14 subscribers. So thank you so much. It really does just make me so hopeful, and yeah, I'm really thankful. So thank you so much. I hope 2022 will be a much better year than this year to anyone, whether you had a great year this year or whether you had a horrible year. Yeah, I hope everything goes well. Thank you so much, and I'm excited to see you again next year or this year. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye!